Sanhua is a glacio sword user character that has very unique mechanics and is capable of doing a considerable amount of damage. The nature of her kit makes her shine the best in a sub DPS role. And in case you're wondering, she's a 4-star character.
Wow.
I know, she doesn't look like a 4-star to me as well. And if things continue to be like they were in CBT2, she's also a free character.
Wow.
And since we're talking about CBT2, please keep in mind that this kit overview video is made based on the second closed beta, so it's possible that something might be changed in the game's final release. So without further ado, let's see what Sanhua brings to the table.
Be frozen in ice.
Sanhua's kit revolves around her forte circuit, called Clarity of Mind. This right here is called the Frostbite meter. If you hold down your mouse one button to deal a heavy attack, the meter will start to go from left to right. If you let go while the indicator is inside the frostbite area, Sanhua will perform an enhanced heavy attack. If you let go while the indicator is outside of the frostbite area, Sanhua will perform her normal heavy attack, but you don't want that to happen. Another way to see if you're inside the frostbite area is this little flash animation on Sanhua herself, but you will hardly have any time to be looking at her in combat, so just stick to looking at her bar. The frostbite meter expands with clarity stacks, up to a maximum of 2 stacks. There are 4 ways to gain these stacks. We're gonna talk about that soon. The expanded frostbite area returns to its normal state after 5 seconds, so you have to be quick. But that's not all for her forte circuit. Sanhua has the ability to put ice constructs in the battlefield. There are 3 different types of constructs. One is by switching her in, which is also called intro skill. The second one is with her resonance skill, and the third one is by using her resonance liberation. If there's any ice construct on the floor and you perform a frostbite heavy attack, it will trigger ice bursts, detonating them and causing enhanced glacial damage, which will deal the same amount of damage as your resonance skill. Sanhua's basic combo has 5 different attacks and they deal glacial damage. Her 5th attack is useful because it can give you 1 clarity stack and help you hit frostbite. Her resonance skill creates a nice construct dealing glacial damage and give you 1 stack of clarity. Sanhua's resonance liberation will create her biggest ice construct dealing glacial damage and give you 2 stacks of clarity, which makes it really easy to hit frostbite. When Sanhua is switched in, she will perform her intro skill, which also creates a nice construct on the field, dealing glacial damage and giving her 1 stack of clarity. When Sanhua is switched out of the field, she will activate her outro skill, which is a buff that will increase the basic attack damage for the next resonator to enter the field by 38%, lasting for 14 seconds or until the current resonator is switched out. Sanhua's first inherent skill will give her 20% of resonance skill damage for 8 seconds after she enters the field and performs her intro skill. Her second inherent skill will increase the damage for Ice Burst, aka detonating the ice construct, by 20% for 8 seconds after using her 5th basic attack. Her attribute bonuses give her 10% of glacial damage and 10% of attack when maxed out. For Waveband 1, after using her 5th basic attack, Sanhua will get 15% crit rate for 10 seconds. For Waveband 2, the stamina used to perform heavy attacks will be reduced by 10 points, and after casting Resonance skill, Sanhua will get resistance to interruption for 5 seconds, which is really helpful during combat. Waveband 3 gives 35% of Resonance skill damage to targets with HP less than 70%. Waveband 4 refunds 10 points of Resonance energy after using Resonance Liberation and gives a huge 120% boost of damage to the next Ice Burst, aka Detonate damage, dealt within 5 seconds. Waveband 5 is a huge boost of damage because it increases the crit damage of the Ice Burst by 100% with no requirements or time limits, and also the ability to let the ice constructs to explode by themselves when expiring, if you are not able to detonate them, which is huge because believe me, it happens more than you think. And for Waveband 6, after her ice constructs created by her Resonance skill and Liberation explodes, all party members' attack will be increased by 10%, lasting for 20 seconds and stacking up to 2 times if you explode both of them. Sanhua is very easy and very hard to play at the same time. By now, I'm sure you understand that her kit revolves around creating ice constructs and detonating them with a precise heavy attack to deal the most amount of glacial damage possible. You will basically want to switch into Sanhua, use her resonance skill and or liberation and detonate the ice constructs. That's the core of her playstyle. But that's so simple, Kyanza, why did you say it's hard? Because doing that while fighting hard bosses where you can take your eyes off them, otherwise you'll miss a dodge and die instantly, is not simple. Believe me. Playing with Sanhua feels very rewarding though. The sound effects of her ice constructs being detonated give me the life I need to keep going. Another cool thing I found out by playing with her on CBT2 is that you can slightly cancel the heavy attack animation and have cool moments like this. Oh my god. Wait, don't go. Fuck. Yes. I will slow it down so you can understand what happened here. I switched into Sanhua and used her resonance skill, putting 2 ice constructs on the field. Charged the frostbite, and at the very end of it, I was able to cancel it for a split second to dodge the boss's attack. But the frostbite heavy attack was still considered done and it caused a perfect parry. Sanhua is the character I played the most on CBT2 and I had a really good time with her. So much so that she became my favorite character in the whole game. The fact that she kept coming to me in pulls also helped. Her gameplay style feels extremely dynamic and honestly a little bit hard. Her kit is super simple to understand in my opinion, but in real life combat experience, you will find yourself having a hard time deciding where to look during intense fights. Because you have to be looking at her frostbite meter constantly, it makes it a little bit harder to dodge attacks, which is essential in this game. Her damage is nothing out of the ordinary. She does pretty okay damage as of CBT2, and I'm not sure if she will fit on the meta because of what I just mentioned. That's it, if meta will even exist in Wuthering Waves. Although I love Sanhua very much, her kit has a flaw. The ice constructs don't last long. I mean, they disappear really fast. And because of the nature of her kit, it makes it a little bit anxiety-inducing playing with her. You will want to have multiple eyes to be able to look at her bar, check if the ice constructs are still there, and at the same time look at the monsters and dodge. To be honest, I hope they make them last just a little bit longer so she's not dependent on Waveband 4, which makes it at least not a complete waste of energy to not detonate the ice constructs. With that being said, Sanhua feels really exciting and gives you the real taste of that unique Wuthering Waves combat. The reason why I said she fits better in a sub DPS role at the beginning of the video is because she has a lot of downtime after performing her combos. And because of her outro skill, she also has some supporting abilities. I will not cover team compositions, best weapons and echoes in this video because I will save it for a more complete guide after the game is officially released. But considering what we know now, she will fit better as a sub DPS in a team where the other DPS uses a lot of basic attack in their kit. All in all, Sanhua is a glacial goddess and I won't hear otherwise. If you don't like Sanhua, you must repent immediately. That will be it for this overview of Sanhua's kit. Let me know in the comments what you think of her and if you like for me to do this type of video for any other character. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel as I will be covering many Wuthering Waves characters in detail. And hey, don't forget to pre-register, the release is almost here. See you in the next one!